All right, hey everyone, it's Ashley here at the Milton Public Library. I am here to show you how to use Tinkercad, or at least get you started. And then once you explore Tinkercad, create an object, you'll actually be able to send me the file here at the library and I will 3D print it for you. So it's a fun little program. I was going to do this prior to COVID as an in-library program, but I thought this would be a fun way for you to still explore Tinkercad and to still get a 3D object. So Tinkercad, it's tinkercad.com. It's a very simple website, and you just go up to here to join now. So you're not an educator, you're not a student in class, you can create your own personal account. So you click on that. So you can sign in with Google, sign in with Apple, you can sign in with an email, do it with an email. So I'm just going to create your account. Don't look at how old I am. Then you type in your email. Create a password and agree to the terms of service. All right, so once you first log into Tinkercad, you are going to be invited to do different tutorials, the basic tutorials of how to move objects around, how to complete cuts, how to merge items together, and how to move your working space. So I do highly recommend that you go through these different tutorials just to get a feel for it before you actually start playing around and exploring. So I'll take you through a couple of them. They're very easy. So this is your setup. You have your workspace, you have your different shapes you can use, your rulers, and some other options up on top there. So as you see on the left-hand side, it says learning the moves. Let's learn to move shapes along the work plane. So this blue grid is your work plane. So you want to click on next, and it'll just basically tell you what to do. So it says just drag the light brown construction to the area outlined in orange. So we're going to take this, click and drag, and plop it right there. And once you do that, you hit next. So stars and stripes, yay, we did it. So that was the first one, very simple. They get a little bit more complicated as you move through it. So you click on done. So we completed the first lesson. I'm going to continue on to the next one. All right, so this is cameras control. So this is kind of very important so you can get a 360-degree look at your object, at your project, whatever you're working on. So it says just drag anywhere in the view cube, which is up here in the upper left-hand corner, and you'll see how that changes the point of view. So if you just click and drag, you can see your workspace is moving, and they have Elvis there behind the curtain. So if you just step 2, if you just hit the top corners, it kind of moves it around that way as well. So that's one way to move your work plane. You can also use your mouse, your scroll on your mouse to go back and forth to get a closer, far away view. Same thing with a touchpad. Or you can also click with your right clicker of your mouse and move it around this way as well. So that was that lesson. And then you can also create holes in objects using other shapes. This is what this one will be about. So it says drag a blue polygon shape to the work plane and place it in the area outlined in orange. So you want to go over to the right-hand side, scroll through your shapes till you find your polygon, click on that, and just drag it over. Okay, it says, do you know you can change any shape into a hole tool? Yep, you sure can. Select the polygon by left-clicking it, then select the hole option in the inspector window in the near upper right corner of the editor window. So you have your inspector area right here, and you just click on hole. So that made that shape into a hole maker. And you want to continue to the next step. So we're going to select both objects by pressing down and holding the shift button and clicking on both objects. I'm sure you've all are familiar with that. And then we are going to group them together. So we have up here, hope you can see me circling it. You want to make sure I have them all both selected. There we go. You're going to group those together. And there you go. I made a hole in my wrench using another shape. We'll go through one more lesson. With this one, we're going to make resize our objects. All right, so we're going to find the orange cylinder over here by our shapes. We're going to drag it over to this outline. Now click on the cylinder and drag it over to the workplace, which we just did. All right, we're going to repeat the process. All right, so now it says take the white dot on top of the shape and drag it to change the size of the cylinder. So it says 15 millimeters. Let me go to next. Now we can make drag over another cylinder, or you can Control-C or Command-C, depends on what computer you have, and copy. And drag it over. And this one they want 10 millimeters. So there you go. So you can certainly continue on through these different lessons to kind of get more comfortable with Tinkercad, or if you're like me, you just want to start clicking around and exploring different things. So I'm going to actually log into an account that I already created items with. Get logged out of here quick. All right, so here is an object that I worked on. So with this particular program, with this project, I am encouraging you guys to create a game, a board game piece. So before this whole COVID thing started, our plan was to have a board game themed summer reading program. And this was one of my programs I wanted to have, was that you create your own 3D board game piece. So we're still doing that. So this is my little chicken A that I made by dragging over the chicken feet and the A and connecting them and grouping them together. It's very important with this because we are 3D printing and it's a board game piece. That's not a huge piece that you're making. I am recommending that you make your piece no more than 2 by 2 by 2. So you don't want your piece any bigger than 2 inches. And how you can take a look at that is if you go on the right hand side here, you can click on the ruler and then click on your, click on the ruler and then click on your piece and it'll show you how big it is. So mine is about 1 inch wide, 1.1 inches tall, and barely even, it's a little bit over 5 inches in depth, or sorry, half an inch in depth. So that's how you can kind of keep an eye on how big your piece is getting. And of course you can shrink it down in size like we just went through with that tutorial. But I don't want your pieces to be any bigger than 2 inches. And then once you are done playing around with it, exploring it, making your object, you can actually go up to send to up here. You can invite people. So if you share this with me, I will be able to view your design and make changes to it. And I will be able to download it on my end and then upload it into our 3D printer. So just click on, so just copy the link, and then I'm going to put my email address here on the screen. So you just email this address with your link, and then I'll be able to access it. And I'll be able to see if there's anything wrong with the piece, if I'm not going to be able to download it or 3D print it, if it's too big, maybe even too small. To be honest, I will show you. So I printed out my little chicken A, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this. The little A legs broke off because they are too skinny. So, but I'm at the end of this video, I'm going to share a time lapse of this being printed on our 3D printer, but it did break off. So kind of be aware of that when you are making your piece. Of course, if you have any questions, Tinkercad has a good help section, or you can email me, call the library, see if I can maybe help you. But really just take some time to explore this, play around with it. It is really fun. I kind of lost myself into making this chicken A, but have fun with it. I will give you guys all week to create your object. If I can just have everything sent to me by, let's see, get my calendar out, Friday, July 24th, if you want your item printed. So I will accept submissions until Friday, July 24th. And then the following week, I will print them with our 3D printer. And then I will be calling everybody for pickup. So we have curbside pickup, or you can come to the library to pick up your item as well. So I will respond back to you once you have sent me your link for your item, and kind of let you know that's available and how to get it. So if you have any questions, email that email that I had displayed, or call the library. But I hope everybody has fun exploring Tinkercad, and I'm excited to see what you all make. Bye.